Social update UG. Students flood government schools as parents fail to pay private school fees. The government demand for education services in Mbale has put more pressure on the few government schools without matching facilities. Schools like Nkoma SS, Mbale SS, and Mbale High School have an average of 5,000 students, accounting for 46% of the overall student population in the city. Stakeholders are now appealing to the government to establish more schools to absorb the overflow and match the growing population. Mbale City has a total enrollment of over 31,000 secondary school students distributed across 5 government schools and 29 private schools. 60% of these are in government schools, while the 29 private schools share only 40% together. However, 3 of the 5 government schools, including Mbale SS, Nkoma SS, and Mbale High School, account for 46% of the overall enrollment in the city. Others include Bukonde and Nakaloke secondary schools. The schools were established between the 1950s and the early 1980s. Nkoma SS in particular is reported to have 6,539 students, followed by 4,700 and 3,328 for Mbale SS and Mbale High Schools respectively, compared to 450 students of an average private school. Tege Ramadan, Deputy Headmaster of Nkoma SS, says each stream has between 100 to 120 students. When it comes to administration, we have 5 deputy head teachers in addition to the head teacher, Tege said. Relatively, James Danga, Deputy Headmaster of Mbale SS, says the school has 6 deputy head teachers, each attached to a class for effective administration. The 3 schools are concentrated in the central business district, leaving the outskirts of the city without one. Every morning and evening, the streets that lead to the 3 closely located academic giants are flooded with students traveling miles in pursuit for affordable education. Janat, a female student of Mbale High School, told a certain publisher that she needs UGX 2000 as transport daily, but her parents have to choose between giving her transport and lunch, although she has gotten accustomed to trekking over 10 kilometers between home and school every day. Janat says it is because this is already challenging. During the rainy seasons, the standard ratio is 50 students per stream according to Mbale Secondary School Deputy Head Teacher James Danga. Going by this ratio, the school would require over 20 streams for Senior 1 alone. The school currently has 11 streams against 1,200 Senior 1 students. About half a decade ago, the Ministry of Education supported the triple academic giants with more facilities to match the ever-growing student population. With support from parents, the school administrations in the 3 schools have put up more facilities to supplement government efforts. These include the A-level block, main hall, and some classroom block at Nkoma Secondary School and Canon Nyote building at Mbale Secondary School. These interventions and their subsequent improvement in academics and discipline have attracted more students, escalating pressure on the available facilities. We receive a lot of requests from parents coming to ask for vacancies for their children. Danga says the school is overwhelmed by the requests from parents seeking vacancies. Together, Mbale State Education Officer Lians Nasimiyu attributes the high student numbers in government schools to government's withdrawal of universal secondary education partnership from private schools, coupled with the effects of the COVID-19 lockdown and subsequent mass transfer of students from private schools to government schools. Danga, the deputy head teacher, says the school is overwhelmed by requests from parents seeking vacancies. The student-teacher ratio is equally bad. For instance, Nkoma SS has 75 teachers on the government payroll, while Mbale SS and Mbale High Schools have 106 and 56 teachers on the government payroll respectively. The remaining 2 government schools outside the central business district are equally overcrowded. Uganda Secondary School is reported to have 1,356 students against 7 classrooms and 23 teachers. The school does not have a laboratory or library. Some classes are held under tents recently donated by the school by UNICEF. Stakeholders have appealed to government to establish more government schools to absorb the growing student population. Ebinno byebininga ekireese kino kyonna kyekyokuba nti n'abazadde they can no longer afford money, school fees in private schools, and so they are resorting to public schools, government schools, and they are overflocked. The ratio of students to teachers is really not good, and the classes are not enough, the equipment, the facilitation, all that is not enough. Okay, but it's because that the parents are no longer able to afford private schools. Munange ebife embale muna bampuliza nga mufe embale mbatumidde nnyo. What you think in the comments, what the government can do to improve. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button. Peace.